Kamiar Mohaddes is director of the University of Cambridge's climaTRACES lab. Great to have you on Global Business Europe. Now, look, we think of tourism taking a hit in extreme heat. But what about industries like construction? You know, are cooler countries now going to need the kind of workplace heat protection we've traditionally seen in hotter parts of the world?
Thank you so much for having me. Absolutely. And El Nino clearly has an impact on the agricultural sectors. We know that. We know that in an El Nino year, we have a weaker monsoon in India, which causes adversely impacts its agricultural sector, which is quite large, increases domestic food prices, has impact on inflation and economic activity, growth and inflation. So, but it also has in many, many different sectors. So if you look at supply chain disruptions from Chile, as you know, is strategically very important in the net zero transition because Chile is the largest producer of copper, and in an El Nino year, Chile has heavy rain, which restricts access to the mining regions, which are in mountainous regions. And so what you see is actually copper exports drop, price of copper goes up. So you have globally both food prices going up and non-food commodity prices also going up. And you also see that, for instance, impacting in Japan, where you have more typhoons, impacts, and it's a colder year. As you said, it becomes colder in some places, and what that does is basically consumer spending falls and economic activity in an advanced economy, Japan actually reduces. So that's the findings from some of the results here at Cambridge, together with colleagues at the International Monetary Fund.
So you're saying that El Nino can really move the dial when it comes to growth and inflation, but you know, are businesses adapting quickly enough, or are they still treating climate shocks as temporary disruptions?
I think, I mean, El Niños happen every 2 to 7 years. The one we are going to maybe see later this year is going to be enormous. The one in 2015-16 was the Godzilla, and you know, this is going to be even bigger. I don't think, if you look at, I'll give you the example of, for instance, Chile. It's very, very difficult for businesses to adapt to the changes that you're observing to El Nino. So I think those disruptions to the global economy, to commodity prices, to fuel prices, into a very fragile global economy, by the way, because of the Strait of Hormuz and the conflict in the Middle East, is going to exacerbate the economic cost for businesses, for consumers, and for the aggregate economy. So absolutely, we've gone. It's very, very difficult to be able to completely insulate from an El Nino shock.
Kamiar Mohaddes at Cambridge's climaTRACES lab. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.